The 7 hidden killers in your shoes. Now here's where most people mess up without even knowing it. Your shoes look supportive, but 7 sneaky features are muting your foot-to-brain signal all day. Fix these and your balance starts improving before a single exercise. Hidden killer 1, thick midsole foam. All that marshmallow erases vibration and blurs pressure, which your brain uses for stability. Quick hand test, twist the shoe and bend the toe. If it barely moves and feels like a sponge brick, that's a no. Hidden killer 2, a narrow toe box. When the front pinches your big toe inward, your steering toe can't aim straight or extend. Your arch collapses, the knee drifts, and toe off gets weak. Look down. If your big toe points at the second or hides under it, you need width. Hidden killer 3, a heel lift. Even a small drop pitches you forward, shortens your calves, and locks hamstrings. That forward lean breeds the shuffle because you skim the floor to catch yourself. Aim for low drop 0 to 4 millimeters so ankles can move and toes can clear. Hidden killer 4, memory foam insoles. They feel cozy, then trap your foot in a dent. Your pressure map stops updating and your foot slides as you warm up. Swap to firm but thin insoles so you feel the floor and stop skidding inside the shoe. Hidden killer 5, over-tight laces across the front ankle line. That's the deep peroneal nerve choke point. Hallmarks, toe tingles, late toe lift, scuffs on thresholds. Easy win, loosen the top eyelets, skip lace that zone, and let the tongue flex so the wire stays awake. Hidden killer 6, high, rigid heel counters. When the back digs the Achilles, your ankle guards and stops bending. Less ankle bend means less toe clearance and a stiffer stride. You want a heel cup with slight give, hugs, doesn't bite. Hidden killer 7, slick, heavy soles. Weight makes you slam, slick makes you tentative. Combine them and you get slow, cautious steps with surprise slips. Choose light and grippy. Rubber that squeaks a little on tile is your friend. The thing most people miss: you don't need a perfect shoe, just fewer blockers. Shopping blueprint you can use today: foot-shaped wide toe box, low drop, flexible forefoot that bends where your toes bend, lightweight, grippy sole, and a firm thin insole. Twist and bend test in your hands if the toe won't flex or the shoe fights you pass. Not ready to replace a pair yet? Add safe sensory boosts while you transition. Use a firm spike ball or textured roller under the arch for 20 gentle seconds before walks. Or place small tactile dots under the insole at the big toe and forefoot to increase feel. They won't fix a bad shoe, but they'll brighten signals. Remember, comfort that kills sensation is fake safety. Free the big toe, drop the heel, thin the cushion, ease the choke points, lighten the sole, and your nervous system turns the volume back up. Do that, then the drills we're about to stack work twice as fast. You've got this. Shoe shift blueprint: what to buy, what to avoid. Alright, let's make shopping simple so you don't get tricked by comfort labels. You want features that boost skin feel, pressure mapping, and toe motion without turning your foot into a marshmallow. Start with heel to toe drop. Go low 0 to 4 millimeters. Low drop keeps you centered so ankles can move and toes can lift on time. If you've lived in big heels or tall runners, step down gradually. No rush, just progress. Next, flexible forefoot. Bend the shoe at the toes in your hands. It should fold where your toes bend, not at the midsole, and not fight you like a plank. That bend lets your big toe send clean signals to the hip again. Minimal style designs consistently test better for stability in older adults than cushioned sneakers because they allow that motion and feel. Toe box: go foot shaped. You should see your toes spread and the big toe point straight ahead, not toward the second toe. If your foot looks like a fan but the shoe tapers like a triangle, hard pass. A straight big toe lane improves push-off and balance. Research ties better toe function to steadier walking. Underfoot feel: choose firm but thin over memory foam. You want a stable platform that transmits texture and small pressure shifts. If you sink and stay sunk, your brain loses the map. Swap mushy insoles for thin, firmer ones to sharpen feedback immediately. Sole: light and grippy beats heavy and slick. Pick rubber that grips tile and wood. A tiny squeak in the store is a good sign. Heavy soles make you slam, slick soles make you tentative. Both kill toe clearance. Studies show more ground feel improves dynamic balance, grip just keeps that safe. Heel counter, slight give, not a plastic wall. If the back digs your Achilles, your ankle guards, and you lose bend, squeeze it. It should hug without biting. Weight check, hold one in each hand. If it feels clunky there, it'll feel clunkier on your feet. Lighter shoes make clearing the floor easier so hips don't overwork. Laces and tongue, you must be able to loosen the top eyelets. If your current shoes leave dents across the front of the ankle, that's your deep peroneal nerve complaining. Try skip lacing to leave that corridor free so toe lift stays on. What to avoid? Tall stack foam, stiff rockers you can't control, narrow fronts, big heel lifts, and memory foam. That combo is the Sensory Blindfold, great for hiding feel, bad for reflexes. Quick in-store test ritual. Spread your toes in the shoe, do they still have room? Mini toe lift, keep the ball down and raise all toes. Feel a clean lift. 10 quiet steps, do you feel the floor and a clear toe bend? If yes, that's your pair, if not, keep hunting. Not buying today? Add safe sensory boosts while you transition. Use a firm spike ball under the arch for 20 gentle seconds before walks, or place small tactile dots under the insole at the big toe and forefoot to brighten feedback. They won't fix a bad shoe, but they'll help you feel steadier now. Remember, free the big toe, thin the cushion, lower the drop, lighten the load, protect the front ankle line. Do that, and your next steps feel sharper right away. The 60-second nerve reset, do it now. Do this with me right now. Sit tall on the front edge of your chair. If you're in shoes, loosen the top eyelets or slip them off. Breathe in through your nose for 4, out for 6. Slow breath tells your nervous system we're safe and makes the reset work faster. Find the front of your ankle where laces cross that soft valley between the ankle bones. That's the deep peroneal nerve corridor. Place a thumb or 2 fingers there with feather-like contact, like wiping fog off a mirror. Gentle is the rule. If you press hard, the body guards and the signal dims. Keep your heel down, lift your forefoot 1 inch, then set it down. 10 slow ankle marches, up for 2, down for 2. Exhale on the lift, watch your toes. They'll start to spread instead of claw by rep 3 or 4, that's the switch clicking on. If you feel a little tingle, ease the pressure, keep moving. Tingle is hello, not harder. Switch feet, same setup, soft contact at the front ankle line, 10 tiny lifts, slow and calm. Think rhythm, not force. Your shin should feel like it's waking up from a nap, subtle, alive, not burning. Now big toe taps, keep your foot flat. Lift just your big toe while the small toes stay down. 5 slow lifts. If it won't budge, help it with a fingertip on the nail, then lower slowly without crashing. That slow lower teaches control. Next, little toe taps, keep the big toe anchored, lift the other toes for 5. Alternate big toe, little toes for another 5 each. The thing most people miss, spreading first makes everything easier. So lift all 10 toes once, spread them wide, set them down, then do the taps. Grab a firm ball if you've got one, a lacrosse ball, rubber spike ball, or even a small rolling pin. Roll under your arch for 20 seconds, slow from heel toward the ball of the foot. Think scan, not smash. Pause on a tender spot, breathe out, then move on. Do the outer arch, then the heel pad. Switch feet. This wakes the skin sensors that cushion tries to mute. Stand up, feet hip width, knees soft, without rocking back. Keep the ball of each foot heavy and lift all 10 toes. Hold for 5 slow breaths. Feel the forefoot stay grounded while the toes rise. If the big toe skips the party, tap that front ankle line lightly and do 3 tiny ankle marches, then retest. It usually pops on. Toe waves next. Plant the big toe, lift the little toes, then plant the little toes, lift the big. 3 slow rounds. Keep breathing, no jaw clenching, no shoulder hikes. Walk 10 quiet steps forward and back. Notice lighter feet, cleaner toe clearance, a touch longer step, maybe less hip grip. If you don't feel it yet, sit, do 5 ankle marches per side with that feather touch, then try 10 more steps. Most people get an oh wow by round 2. Common mistakes to avoid: pressing too hard, rushing, clawing toes, holding your breath. Gentle, slow, curious, 60 seconds, real change, you've got this. Daily microroutine, 4 minutes total. Let's turn that quick reset into a tiny daily stack that actually rewires your balance. 4 minutes total, split through your day, no sweat, no special gear. frequency beats force. Think, ping the sensors, then move. Morning, right after brushing your teeth, towel scrunches. Barefoot, drop a hand towel on the floor, sit or stand holding the counter. Curl your toes to pull the towel toward you, then relax and spread them wide. 30 smooth scrunches total, slow, not fast. The point is precision. You're training the small foot muscles that stabilize your arch and sharpen the pressure map. Still there? Big toe presses. Keep your heel and the ball of the foot heavy. Lift the big toe up alone, then press it straight down like clicking a light switch under it. 10 slow reps per side. If the big toe drifts inward, place a folded sock between the big and second toe. The cue is straight ahead. That clean line is your steering. Midday, near a kitchen counter, barefoot balance holds. Light fingertip on the counter, soft knees, tall spine. Lift all 10 toes once, spread, set them down wide. Now hover your fingers a hair above the counter and balance 20 seconds. 3 rounds, restful breaths. When that's easy and safe, try closing your eyes for the last 10 seconds of each round with one fingertip hovering. Removing vision forces your feet and ankles to wake up. Trust me on this one, this is where autopilot comes back. Add a tiny progression, gentle head turns. Same stance, soft knees, look left for 1 breath center, look right for 1 breath center, keep the ribs quiet, that ties feet, hips, and eyes together without drama. Evening, while dinner simmers or before TV, ball roll and ankle circles. Grab a firm ball, a lacrosse ball or a rubber spike ball. Roll under the arch for 1 minute total, slow from heel toward the ball of the foot, inside edge to outside edge. Think scan, not smash. If you hit a tender spot, breathe out, then move on. Then sit and draw 20 slow ankle circles each way, like tracing a big coin with your toes. Free ankle equals easier toe clearance. Common snags and fixes. If you cramp during scrunches, pause, lift all toes, spread, take 2 slow breaths, then continue. If the big toe keeps hiding, keep that folded sock spacer in for big toe presses. If balance wobbles hard, lower the head turn range or keep a light fingertip on the counter. We're training clarity, not circus tricks. Habit anchors make it stick. Park the towel under the bathroom sink. Do balance holds while the kettle boils. Keep the ball by your favorite chair. Miss a session, never miss twice. 2 minutes now beats 20 tomorrow. Weekly quick check. Walk your 10-step lane before the midday holds, then repeat after. Notice, cleaner toe lift, quieter hips, a touch longer step. That's your nervous system saying, loud and clear, stay independent, enjoy life to the fullest. You've got this. The 3-pillar stability stack: feet, hips, eyes. Now that your feet are waking up, here's the game changer nobody talks about. Balance is a 3-way conversation. Feet sense, hips steer, eyes confirm. When all 3 talk clearly, walking feels automatic. If one pillar is fuzzy, you feel wobbly, so we'll train them together in tiny, safe drills that pay off fast. Start with feet equals sensors. You already felt how toe lift and pressure mapping sharpen your "where am I" signal. Keep that on with quick cues. Spread the toes once, press the big toe straight, keep the ball of the foot heavy. That grounds you so the next pillar, hips, can steer. Hips equals steering. When hips are stiff, you penguin walk, short steps, wide stance. Free the hinge and your stride opens. Stand at the counter, feet under hips, toes spread, soft knee. Push your hips back like you're closing a car door, chest long, shins vertical. Feel weight shift to midfoot and heel without clawing the toe. Then drive the floor lightly and come tall. 8 slow reps. It's not a squat, knees barely move. The moment this clicks, your glutes switch on and your body trusts a longer step. Eyes equals confirmation. Your visual system tells your brain, yes, the world's steady, keep going. But if you only practice balance staring straight ahead, life, store shelves, quick turns, curbs, still throws you. So we layer gentle gaze shifts while your feet stay grounded and your hips free. Here's the stack that ties all 3 safely. At the counter, soft knees, tall spine. Lift all 10 toes once, spread, set them down wide. Keep the big toe pointing straight ahead. Now 5 hip hinges, smooth, no rush. Next, tiny head turns. Look left for 1 slow breath center, look right for 1 slow breath center. Keep your ribs quiet and the weight even across both feet. 2 rounds. Feel those micro corrections under your arches. That's your feet and hips talking while your eyes move. Progress it a notch. During the head turns, add toe lifts. Keep the ball of the foot heavy. Lift all 10 toes as you turn. Set them down as you center. 2 rounds. If you wobble, lower the turn range or keep a light fingertip on the counter. We're training autopilot, not circus tricks. Now here's where most people mess up. They lock their knees and hold their breath. Keep a soft bend, breathe slow, and don't chase big movements. Tiny, smooth reps teach the nervous system faster than big wobbles. Advanced but gentle, a slow yes nod with a soft knee bend. As you nod, feel the big toe stay heavy and the arch lifted. Then a tiny no shake while keeping hips stacked over midfoot. 5 nods, 5 shakes. If your toes claw, pause, spread, reset. Put it together as a 60-second pre-walk tune-up. 5 hip hinges, 10 seconds of gentle head turns with soft knees, 2 rounds of toe lifts during the turns. Then walk your hallway. You'll notice taller posture, cleaner toe clearance, and less hip grip. That's the 3 pillars sinking. Stay independent. Enjoy life to the fullest. You've got this. Home setup that boosts balance, not kills it. Your home can either wake your senses or shut them down. Let's make it coach your balance all day with tiny swaps that stick. First, retire thick house slippers. Cozy equals blindfold. Go with thin, grippy socks or wide, flat house shoes. Low drop, flexible forefoot, light and slip resistant. On smooth floors, a little squeak is good. It means grip your feet can trust. Plant texture where you stand the most. At the kitchen sink and stove, use mats with gentle bumps or rubber ridges, no pillow top clouds. Those little textures feed skin sensors your cushioned shoes try to mute. Add a second mat at the bathroom sink so you get free stimulation twice a day. Now hunt the booby traps. Tape curled rug corners or add grippy underlay with beveled edges so toes don't catch. Clear cords along walls. On stairs, add bright, high-contrast tape to the first and last step so your eyes confirm edges fast. Night path matters. Set soft, even motion lights from bed to bathroom. No glare, no hard shadows. Calm vision means your feet and ankles can do their job at 2 a.m. without drama. Build a chair station. Next to your favorite seat, keep a firm ball and a hand towel in a small basket. That's your 2-minute kit. Quick arch roll, big toe presses. If it's in reach, you'll use it. Habit beats willpower every time. Create a practice lane. Clear one 10-step runway in your home. Mark start and finish with small tape strips. Once a day, do 10 quiet steps there. Toes spread, soft knees, tall spine. That becomes your weekly feel check. If the lane feels easier this week, you're winning. Make a footwear parking lot. Put your balance-friendly pair, low drop, foot-shaped, flexible on the top rack by the door. Hide the clunky, high-stack foam on the bottom shelf. If the easy grab is the right shoe, you'll wear it. Use counter cue cards. A sticky note at the kitchen counter with 3 words, toes, hips, eyes. While the kettle boils, do a 10-second toe lift, 2 hip hinges, and a tiny head turn. That's your 3-pillar tune-up baked into your day without scheduling a workout. Temperature check. Cold floors, tense feet, and numb sensation. Thin, grippy socks keep warmth without killing feel. If your feet sweat, swap socks midday so you don't slide inside your shoes. Wet equals wobbly. Vision boost on tricky spots. Add a small lamp near clutter zones so scanning is easier. Your eyes confirm, your feet react. Safety guardrails. Keep a sturdy chair near balance practice spots. For bathrooms, a simple grab bar beats a risky twist on wet tile. Nobody's asking you to renovate, just add the tool you'll actually use. Final pass, nothing new should add clutter or chores.